Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the Spurs Talk Show. How are ya? I hope you're all happy and healthy, doing the things that you love with those you love to do them with. Guys, it's Friday. It's game day eve. We're back. We are back. Tottenham are back. How are you feeling? Are you excited? I can't wait to get into those spammers. It's going to be a good day tomorrow. I was considering going to the game. I was going to buy a ticket because I missed out on Bodo. Helga. No Helga. Devastation. Not going to get there. I'll be honest. Johnny dropped the ball. He didn't get back to the people that could have got us a ticket in time. It's all good though. We move. We love him anyway. We move. But yeah, so I'm not going to Bodo. I am going to be going to Monaco, and I thought, well, on the basis of saving money in Norway, then should I just go and pay up to go and see West Ham Tottenham, because I haven't got the points to get the £30 ticket. So I was going to get myself into the realms of the ticket tout things. But then they were like 350 quid. And looking at the viewpoint, I was like, I ain't doing that. I'll go back to the London Stadium at some point in the future, but not today. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got, a cheeky hour, but at 8 o'clock tonight, so in 4 hours, 3 hours and 50 time, we're going to be doing the fan phone-in show where anyone's welcome. All the members are welcome. And we can get to know how you're feeling about everything. I want to be asking you about all of the different things that have been going on at the football club since the last time we spoke. And it's been about 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks. We've got Iron Drew coming back on with his accents. It's going to be fun. It's always fun when he's around. But for now, we're going to do a little bit of housekeeping, a little bit of insights into the West Ham game, talk a little thing or two about a thing or two, and see what is going on. We have the new look Tottenham ownership. The majority shareholders, by the way, the majority shareholders, not ENIC. They're not known as ENIC anymore. They're known as the majority shareholders. Is that just a sleight of hand? Or is that a rebrand? What is that? Every time I've heard Vinay say it. I've heard Thomas Frank say it in the press conference today. There is very clearly a very deliberate rebranding, a rephrasing of what is going on with our ownership, people. Let's not get it twisted. They are the same owners. But it's the majority owners now. What does that even mean? It feels very, very suspicious to me. Daniel Levy is the only part of that ecosystem that has changed. He's a minority owner, so the majority owners want to back the football club. By proxy of that, did the minority owner not want to? I'm not buying it. In my opinion, you shouldn't either, but we will find out. Listen, you've got to wake up very early in the morning to catch me in bed. Let me put it that way. I'm awake. I'm wide open. My eyes and my ears are dialed in to the zeitgeist. And to me, there is a bait and switch going on with regards the whitewashing of the historical nonsense that was Daddy Joe, that's now daughter and son, Charlie and Vivian. And by the way, since they've taken over, since the majority owners have taken over, well, what's the investment been? Has it come from their pockets? Has it F? It's come from a loan deal. It's come from a loan deal against what the club was making anyway. They are trying to convince you that all is fine. Don't worry. The kids have got it. Have they? Put up or shut up. I never had a problem with ENIC until now. Now I have a problem that they are pulling the smoke over their eyes. I'm almost going ENIC out. Because I don't buy a word of it. I don't like it. It's tacky. It's disingenuous and it's insincere. It's a load of bollocks, people. It's a load of bullshit. You can see it. Thomas Frank's even been coached on the words to say majority owners. What does that even mean? You've had the chance. You've had a week. Have you put any money in? No, you haven't. What have you done? You've got a loan facility. No goodbye video from Daniel Levy. Thomas Frank just said in his press conference, he said, you know, it all came around very quickly. Shocked, or whatever he said. You know, well, I forget the phrasing, but it was this is a rebrand. Lipstick on the pig. Let's be entirely honest here. Let's be entirely honest. It's not. This is so disingenuous, in my opinion. It's a load of nonsense. Anyway, guys, we're going to talk about the game tomorrow. We're going to talk about other things. Rodrigo Bentancur, is he signing a new contract at Tottenham? Well, he's only got 8 months to do it. Otherwise, he leaves on a free. Are we getting the rug pulled on a Bento? The Bento box to box? Is he off? Do I care? Not really. I think we're letting go of value. Maybe you might see him exit the club in January. Or you might see him sign a new contract. But it's very suspicious that he hasn't signed one yet. Because we've apparently been in talks to sign a new contract for a long time. But no one's been talking. I thought his contract finished in 2027. It doesn't. It ends this year. How's that happened? How's that slipped through the net? People thought Bentancur was out. And maybe he is. Although he might be back in contention for tomorrow's game. Anyway, let's find out how everyone's doing. Before we get into it, guys, please do smash the like button for me. Tash the like button if you don't mind. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to participate in the chat, all you got to do is rub that sub and it should open up to you like Bonnie Blue. Hit the notification bell and drop a comment or two. Let me know your thoughts on today's topics. This video, by the way, is also available as soon as it uploads onto YouTube, as soon as it's finished processing, which has become problematic, by the way. Not happy with YouTube. But either way, once that's finished, I'll upload it onto Spotify. So when you're walking your wife, you can watch it without the need to have your phone out or whatever. And you can also listen to it on Apple Pods and Amazon and all that jazz too. Please do, guys, get over to the podcasts, and if you do get a chance, search for Spurs Talk Show and chuck us a little 5-star rating and a follow. Really appreciate it. Trying to grow that side of the game, that side of the business. It's new to me though. Let's find out how everyone's doing. But sorry, before I've done that, Johnny boy, sorry, Johnny Howard, I'm going to come and say hello back to you in a second. Before I do that, the last part of the welcome intro is that this video is, of course, sponsored by the wonderful people over at OKJersey.com. OKJersey.com, the QR code is there. The logo and the details are there. And right at the bottom there, you can see that you get 8% off what is already the best price in town for all of the shirts that you might want to get for your kids, your aunts, your wives, your mistress, whatever else at Christmas. Crimbo is just a couple of months away. If you are looking for a new jersey, go a couple of sizes up. If I'm entirely honest, they got the yellow jersey, they have the white, they have the black, they have all of the old gear, they have the training tops, all of that stuff. You can get all of them for next to nothing. And it's very, very, very good quality. The best quality of all of those replica type of places. It's top drawer stuff. So get over to OK Jersey, and with code Sean at checkout, you can get 8% off. Big up to them. Shout out to them. Just shout out to Nikos as well. We just finished Football Inc. a minute ago, and Nikos played. So on Football Inc. we do the predictions. We do something. It looks a little bit like this, actually. It looks a little bit like this. Who's gonna win this weekend? Gotta predict the scores. Gotta be Nostradamus, picking wins, losses, and draws. Who's gonna win this weekend? Gotta predict the scores. Gotta be Nostradamus, picking wins, losses, and draws. And Nikos was playing the role. So I give my results, my predictions for every game. So does Johnny, and then so does someone representing the audience. And Nikos took his time today, took his chance today, and he predicted, I think, like 7 of the 10 games. I think he had away wins. I think he only predicted 1 home win the entire game, I think. And he's just checked out how much his ACCA is going to offer him, and it's 136,589 to 1. Big up to you. Big up to you, Nikos. What is going on? Connor's in the house. Big up to you, Connor. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see ya. Afternoon to you, Stephen. Afternoon. Both Bentancur and Bissouma's contracts end this year. People knew one of them had to stay and one of them had to go. Should I stay or should I go now? Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, I'm surprised it hasn't been taken care of. I really am. I'm really surprised it hasn't been taken care of. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, you know, there are... let me just double check that. 1 second. GKVT. QKVT. Yeah, we're good. Good afternoon, Connor. How you doing, my man? How you doing, buddy? You want to come on? You want to come and join us? You want to come and join us? Good to see you, mate. The links in the WhatsApp group to the rest of you. We got West Ham people. We got West Ham coming up, right? Let's have a little think about West Ham, shall we? Well, first and foremost, though, let's have a little look-see at the situation with regards to Tommy the Tank Engine, Tommy the Frank Engine. And has he got some comments for us? He has some comments for us. Let's take a little look-see, shall we? I did just hear him say that the majority owners and yada yada yada. This whole thing is a load of nonsense. By the way, there is some major rife rebranding that is going on. Let me pull the page up here. Is it on there? There we go. Let's have a look. Let's see what Thomas the Frank Engine is saying, shall we? So on Mohamed Kudus returning to West Ham, he said, "You don't think they'll applaud him? Maybe not. I'm pretty sure players and myself hear the extra noise, but then you get into your zone. I'm sure it will be the same for Kudus and anyone in a hostile atmosphere." Look, he's up against a sort of relatively new player for West Ham in Diouf on the left back spot and left wing back spot. I think it depends if they play in the back three or not. Is he going to play left side centre back? We'll find out. But very good. He's good going forward, the player, Diouf, but not so good defensively. So I think that Mohamed Kudus can get a little bit of activity. However, he will ingratiate himself with the West Ham faithful if he puts this guy into the stands. So be interesting to see. What are your thoughts on that? Is Mohamed Kudus going to have a monster tomorrow? Is he going to have a worldie? Is he going to be motivated or is he going to be intimidated by the atmosphere? I'm sure he's probably going to not hang around after the game. Let's be entirely honest. Let's see what Thomas Frank said regarding team news. He said, everyone is fine. Everyone returned from international duties well. Dom Solanke will not be available still. Won't be available still. Don't expect it to be long, but he will not be ready for this game. He's also talked about the potential for maybe surgery if the returns don't work. He said he doesn't think that's going to happen. We really hope that Solanke is going to be okay. We also saw earlier on Kulusevski. Kulusevski had some comments from the time when he was over in Sweden over the last week, and he said he reckons he'll be back on the pitch in the next 2 to 3 months. So we are hoping to see maybe Kulusevski back right around Christmas time, maybe slightly into the new year. That will be interesting. How's he going to fit back in to a team that has certain players back? It's wonderful that all the players got back in, guys, isn't it? It's wonderful all the players got back in from the international break without too many in the way of injuries, because that would have been a little bit devastating. Thomas Frank also confirms that Xavi Simons and Randall Kolo Muani are both ready to face West Ham, but that Xavi is further down the line due to games for RB Leipzig. I can't wait to see Xavi tomorrow. It's going to be fantastic. And in fact, if I went to the game, I wouldn't really be able to appreciate him, would I? Let me get that out of the way because I will also get done. Tottenham last win against West Ham away came under Jose Mourinho's first game at the club. Fucking hell. It's been 5 years. 5 years since we beat West Ham at home, guys. It's been 5 years since we beat West Ham at home. Pretty worrying track record over at the London Stadium. But we should be able to get something done, shouldn't we? We should be able to get something done. Let's get some more quotes, shall we? Let's get some more quotes. Someone's in the background. Someone's in the background. Who could it be? Who could it be? Should we do a little bit of a should we do the old school? Should we go old school, guys? Should we do the wait a minute. Oh, have I frozen? It's Adrian. Why is my computer frozen? Hang on a minute.
Oh dear.
There he is. Hello, Adrian. How are you?
How are you? That ring at the door, that's the bailiff, Sean.
How are you, mate? You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Getting into practice with you before tonight's show. I know you'll have Drew on your show at 8 o'clock, probably co-hosting with you. So, but it's good because we get you lot to deflect over to us afterwards. So it's all cool.
Oh, do you? Do you? Is that? You sure that's how it works? Is it? Is that how it works?
That's how you told Drew, actually. In case you
yeah.
my channel, that's what you
a
said.
Bit of assumption. What I say about assumption, Adrian? They makes an arse out of you and me. Now, of course, I'll redirect over, mate. Yeah. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah. There's a few little snippets out there, isn't there? We've got Kate Miller's joined the club she's ex-England and Wales cricket boulder, and she's coming in as Spurs Chief Communications Officer. Read into that what you will. So apart from Vinay with the PR, hoping to make himself a bit more visible and transparent than our last CEO, then it looks like she'll be doing all the communication stuff, not just with the fans, though. Everything, we're doing the PR, seducing sponsors, I suppose, the usual thing, And there's been a rule change as well. And then have you seen the rule change in the Champions League?
Yeah. So if someone gets injured,
which is something good that UEFA have done. For you know what I mean? About time. It's sensible. COVID or an injury, it's sensible, isn't it? So for those that are listening, basically, I think up to game 6, if a player is seriously injured or got an illness, which probably means COVID, then you can bring another player into your squad. I think that's the way it stands. And it's stand to be corrected if I'm wrong. Yeah, so I'll put a few things up, but I'll have to log into my StreamYard to see what I've got on my banners as talking points. But
what do you think about
the no half scarves?
What's that?
I said the no half scarves. I jumped in there.
No half scarves, yeah. I mean, it's they're apparently also clamping down tomorrow at the London Stadium, making sure that nobody from Tottenham can get into the home end because apparently there's so many empty seats in the home end. And like I say, I mean, I was looking online at tickets to see if I was going to go there to the away end. And they were 350 quid, but you can get those tickets. Like you can get tickets from ticket touts for 45 quid in the home end.
Do you get a pair of binoculars with that, Sean?
Well, yeah, you would need them, wouldn't you? You would need them far enough back. But
I've never been there. I've never been to that stadium. I won't go. But I don't do away games no more. I used to years ago. I used to go to them all. But yeah. Apparently, if you're driving, guys. Unfortunately, there's no spaces left in the caravan car park. You know what I mean? So you won't get in there. That's full.
Yeah. What do you think about the? Let's talk about the game. The sort of lineup then for Tottenham. Frank's come out and said that Kolo Muani's not as fit, not as ready as Xavi Simons is. Do you think Kolo Muani's going to start the game tomorrow?
He's definitely come on, Muani, but whether he starts. Yeah, I think he sort of hinted in that presser, didn't he? Like that Simons starts. He might not. It might be Sarr. Sarr scored 2 goals away with Senegal. He's had a blinder. He's had a real good season. It is an away game. All depends if he just wants to tighten it early and then go creative later. If need be, I mean, I know they won 3-0 at Forest, but there were 3 very late goals, 86, 88 and 99th minute. It's a great result for them, but it doesn't impress. The little I've seen of West Ham, they look very poor. They look relegation fodder, but you never know. There's other teams down there as well. So, but I think they'll be in the bottom 6.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Yeah, they're going to get sucked into a relegation battle. I think that Leeds United look good enough at home. They've got 2 clean sheets. I think they'll be okay. I hope they can go and turn some of those clean sheets into wins. And obviously pick up some points on the road as well. I think Sunderland will be fine.
They've spent a lot of money, haven't they? They spent about 150 mil or something, Sunderland, I think. So
yeah,
I don't know how good they are. I haven't seen them, Sean. I only just know they've got Cirkin. That's it.
Yeah, no, I think they're going to be fine. I think Sunderland will be absolutely fine. I think Leeds should be. Listen, I think that maybe the bottom 6 or 7 will be cast adrift pretty drastically. But I think that there's I look at Brentford and I'm worried. I look at West Ham and I worry. I look at Fulham and I worry. And I look at Forest and I think they'll be fine. But I also think that Nottingham Forest could be on the arse end of some absolute hammerings if Ange Postecoglou plays the way he tried to play at Tottenham.
Yeah, Burnley are another team that could be at risk.
Burnley for sure will be struggling. Yeah,
it'll be a round robin amongst those lot, I suppose. Yeah. That home end, that was why they banned the half and half scarves. They didn't want Spurs fans wearing half and half scarves to get in because you can't tell who a fan is. Personally, I think all half and half scarves should be banned. I mean, make your mind up who you support. It seems pretty wussy to me to have an half and half scarf.
It's for tourists, isn't it?
Would you have a Spurs Arsenal half and half scarf, Sean? I mean,
but tourists might want to.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I think tourists might want to. But I don't know how many tourists West Ham are going to bring in. You know, it's not going to be. I mean, I don't know. Tomorrow you've got like the kind of the Conservative march as well, all through London. There's going to be taking up a lot of the attention, a lot of the resources probably as well. I'm actually surprised that they managed to get permission for a protest like that, which is obviously going to need a hell of a lot of policing. At the same time as you have as a Tottenham West Ham local London derby, I mean the Met Police are going to be fairly stretched tomorrow, aren't they? Yeah,
they bust them in from other forces, don't they? They have to pay them.
Do they?
If they need extras, they bust them in. Yeah, from other forces.
Is there 7 games in London tomorrow?
Madness.
7 games in London.
Depending, I mean, who else? I mean, Fulham are playing, Brentford playing. Are there any other London derbies?
Let's have a look. Hang on.
So you got.
Let's have a look. In the Premier League, tomorrow. Am I sharing this? No, I'm not sharing it. Hang on 1 second. So you've got Arsenal playing at home in the morning or in their lunchtime. You've got Palace playing at home. You've got Fulham playing at home. Fucking hell. You have Brentford playing at home, and you have West Ham playing at home. So so Brentford Chelsea is a West London derby. That's going to. I mean, I don't think there's a massive rivalry there, but you could imagine that there's probably going to be a need for some police presence there. West Ham Tottenham requires a lot of presence. Fulham Leeds. I mean, Leeds always come with a little bit of an atmosphere. So there's 5 teams playing across 3 games. 6 teams playing across 4 between Palace and Sunderland. Yeah, 7 teams in 5 games playing in London, just in the Premier League.
And that's that league.
In the Championship, Charlton, Millwall. I mean, that's insane. By the way, that's a big one.
It's the local derby, virtually. Where's Orient and QPR? Are they in different leagues?
QPR playing away at Wrexham.
All right.
AFC Wimbledon.
They're at home.
Luton. I'm not sure you call that.
Leyton Orient at home though.
Leyton Orient.
It's 8 or 9 then, isn't it? So
Gee whiz. Yeah. If you want to go and steal from a shop, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to go and like steal a couple of packets of crisps or whatever, tomorrow's probably the day because it looks like every police officer within 100 miles of London is going to be caught up. That's madness. Charlton and Watford as well. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Wait, what do you think about the formation, the fixture list? The formation is. So you think Kolo's going to start on the bench? So what are we saying then? Is there going to be? Is it Xavi Simons on the left or Xavi Simons in the 10?
I think Simons will start. I think we'll start on the left if Sarr plays. This is what it's a good situation to be in now. We're starting to get so many permutations because we brought 4 quality players in and players are getting fit, aren't they? I think Simons will probably start on the left. If they want to try him out, that's when they normally bung a skillful player to start off with. But in training, Matty Wells was yelling at him, that's it, Savvy, you create. Give the ball, and he laid one off for a Scarlet score or something. So, yeah. If Marnie doesn't start, he's definitely coming on. So, because you could See, we don't know if Solanke's fully fit or due a game. If not, he comes on in the middle, or maybe Simmons plays on the left, and then later on Moani comes on for Simmons. That would make sense if you're going to give swap Solanke and Richarlison. It's I mean, if I was picking a team, I'd be going Vicario and goal, the usual back four. It would be Spence unless Udogie is fit. VDV, Romero, Porro, Paulinho, Bentancur. It would be Simmons in the 10. Moani left. Solanke if he was fit, if not Richardson and Kudos, you know. So it's a nice squad to pick from. I still think we'll have too much for West Ham, though. We could actually.
So if Simmons on the left, who's on your 10?
Sarr, probably.
Sarr, yeah.
It's an away game. That's if you're going a bit more cagey, of course. But he's in good form. I mean, he's in very good form.
Yeah,
in a way, yeah. So scored a couple of goals. No, he's not a creative 10, is he? Let's be fair. He's an 8 in a 10 position, basically. That's what he is, box to box. But I mean, the problem is you get great legs with him and Bentancur and Paulina in the team. If you want to go that way, I think we should go at West Ham. I think we should be a bit more attack minded.
Of course, 100%. Yeah, we have to go for them. Yeah, we have to go for the jugular. Like, I mean, to be honest, I think that on the left-hand side, Somerville to me is an issue. He's a threat. He's going to take on Pedro Porro. I can't remember the last time Pedro Porro won a one-on-one battle. I can't remember the last time he pocketed a left winger. And Somerville's a concern for me. On the right, it makes you kind of sort of question, like, do you play Udogie on the left and Pedro and Jed Spence on the right? But you're going to miss out on Pedro Porro's creativity from the back. I think that you need to play Pedro Porro, and therefore you play Jed Spence. But then when does Destiny Udogie come back into it? Because Bowen is going to have most of the outlet. But I think that if I'm Graham Potter, I'm going to be saying get the ball to Somerville and let him take on Pedro Porro, because Pedro Porro has lost every single one-on-one kind of sort of champion battle over the last.
You make a good case then for playing Simmons, because if you're not going to play Porro, then
he's going to play Porro. I think he's going to play Porro.
Yeah.
100% he's going to play him, but we've got to protect him a little bit. So Romero's going to need to be on his game, because listen, Somerville's nothing like Semenyo, but the reality is that if he doesn't sort of figure that stuff out early doors against Bournemouth, we were so clearly imbalanced, and we absolutely needed some support in the back line and to give Pedro Porro a hand. That we were completely outclassed from about the 3rd minute. It was obvious to me. Tomorrow, I don't see that happening, but I do think that Somerville on the left is going to be a problem. And I think that Callum Wilson, also fully fit Callum Wilson, I know he's 33, but he's still a handful. He's still an absolute handful, you know. And then you've got Paqueta and you have Mateus Fernandez that are behind them. West Ham going forward, even without Fulkrug, is actually that can be a problem for me, Adrian.
Yeah. Kudos will come back and help Porro out, though. That's one thing you can be sure of. He won't stay up there like Johnson does on the right. So he will come back and help Porro out. And then you've got, obviously, with a midfield pivot, your right-sided midfielder, Paulina, he'll come across as well.
He needs a better game, mate. Paulina was so bad against Bournemouth. Yeah. He needs a better game.
He still...
Game again. He was great in the first 2 games, but he was terrible.
Did he have that many games for Bayern? Did he have that many? I don't think he's just quite on it at the moment. He's played well for us.
He was brilliant against
fitness. I think it's fitness. Unless he's just had a bad game, because saying fitness sounds like you're making an excuse for him, you know. But we know his quality, so that's not an issue. So it's just about he's got to be on point. So we'll see. Bentancur still.
What do you think about Bentancur's contract situation, Adrian?
That's what I was just about to bring up. Him and VDV, as rumours are. This rumour mill, honestly, the transfer is just closed, and they're still going on about transfer rumours already for January, you know. I think he'll sign. I think he likes it at the club. He's won a medal, hasn't he? He'll sign. I think VDV will sign. Did you see VDV's interview with Stephen Bauer?
No.
Oh, it was a great interview. You could tell how much he really loves the club and playing with Romero. I mean, it's a really good interview. He's got a maturity beyond his years, the kid. And the way he speaks is so eloquent. and like you just think, I posted it everywhere in your WhatsApp and everyone else's, the video and all that. Yeah, I mean, it was a real. He's not going anywhere, so he'll sign. I don't know what he's on. If he's on 50k, he'll get 150, I suppose. Whatever he's on, he's got to go up to the 150k bracket anyway. Romero will be the highest paid one. Unless if Mwani's coming or Salmons is coming, they would have come on I reckon within that range, 120, 150.
No, Simmons is on a lot. Simmons is on like 200, 205. Simmons is almost like a top earner.
Oh, that's why he loves the club.
He loves the club, yeah. No, but I think he was earning that at Leipzig, so I think we're basically just swapping the same deal. You know, we pushed the boat out. Let me ask this, Adrian. I don't think I've had you on since all the fallouts kicked on. But you know, I'm someone I'm always accused of defending the owner, defending Daniel Levy.
I think you're quite objective. I try. I mean, I've always been a balanced person myself, and like I think you're quite objective about it all. But if you're not leaning hard one way or the other, you're going to get, pelters that just bounce off.
But all I've ever done though is call out the inconsistency in other people's logic, and then because there's like these people are like people like Lube, I love him to pieces, but like he can't be impartial, right? He can't he says this 7-point manifesto, and I love him to pieces. He's a great guy. Happy birthday to him, by the way. But he can't. It's all about subjectivity. I want to see 100%. I want to see trying more. I want to see buying. And it's like, well, just give me something that's actually something that we can all work with here, other than just your opinion that can move. Yeah. And he can't bring himself to do it. But with regards what's happened recently, everyone seems to be getting sucked into this notion that the new ENIC, the new version of ENIC. We should give them some leverage. The people that I would expect to have no time for the bullshit has suddenly got time for it, and the person that's accused of having always got an excuse, I've got absolutely no time for this. Like I didn't personally vibe with this notion that they're terrible owners either way, but I'm not going to sit here and listen to the waffle that all of the people at the Tottenham seem to be putting forward. The new majority owners or the majority owners. It used to be ENIC, the owners. Now it's the majority owners. Like this, it's such a clear PR exercise to me. I can't understand why people can't see it. I can't.
Well, the target's ENIC now, isn't it?
The people that never used to buy into their bullshit, suddenly they're buying into it. Adrian, it doesn't make any sense.
But some of the protesters, they wanted total destruction and then build from the ashes. Well, no, I'm not in that camp. I want to know what we're getting before we get it. I want the due diligence done, right? I mean, it was good to see that some of the protesters, when finally some of them realised, when they did realise there was a rumour that the owner of Dallas Cowboys was going to take us over, they was all up in arms about that. I thought, yeah, right, I agree with you. That's what you mean, due diligence. I mean, the rumour is that the Qataris want to get out of France. They've had arguments. The French government don't like how much they got so power over PSG. But it's football. It's not your business, really. And so the rumour is they want to get out. I think the owners of Newcastle would get out and take Spurs tomorrow because it's ready built, rather than have to invest all that money in Newcastle. I think they would willingly do that. I think the Qataris would like to. But at the moment, I think... Well,
this notion that you're going to get out of Newcastle is nonsense, though, isn't it?
Yeah. But you look at it and you think, yeah, they'd love to buy Spurs, but you've got to look at ENIC as well. I mean, like, what do they think the future holds? If all these projected forecasts of revenue coming in are going to make the club a 10 billion or 15 billion entity, and I haven't seen any figures or the direction where that comes from, right? But if that is the case, then they're going to hang on to a large chunk of this club or the majority stake for a long, long time. The earliest I could see them going is in 2 years. I can see an investor coming in because they'll want a part of the equity value as the value grows up. If the plans are to take this club forward. I mean, as the area around Tottenham is gentrified, the value of the club will go up anyway because property values will go up, won't they? That's just normal. It happens everywhere.
Yeah.
So that won't take much to increase the value of the stadium. Yeah. So, and then you've got to look like, why, what do you want? If you're buying Tottenham Hotspur Club, why are you buying it? if you're a conglomerate, I'm not a fan of conglomerates, because if you got 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 people, you know, they'll argue over a potato, right? So I'm not a fan. If you're going to have an investor, just have one investor who's got the money to invest what he's got to invest, fine. Or you get a mega rich company, organization, or person like Bill Gates, Elon Musk, or Alphabet are worth $1 trillion that own Meta and Google and things like that. Get them coming to buy the club, because they can use that to enhance their global brand, can't they? I mean, they can bring other people in.
Yeah, but none of those people are going to do what the Qataris do, mate. They haven't got that relationship with business, with money. Like they think about the money the same way that the Lewises do. It means something to them.
Well, I get the American link because they know that can push values up. You've got the NFL, which is a big factor in their interest, isn't it? It's a massive factor in their interest. But then the Qataris or the Saudis could go like, here's $5 billion. They could do that if they wanted to. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. A lot of fans, they just go, they'll bite the hand off of the first person that comes along, but you've got to curb your impatience and just see what's in the sort of deal, see what we think the future of the club's going to be. You know, you don't want a couple of glazers coming in and milking the club of money and increasing the debt, do you? You don't want any of that. So
definitely not. No,
I don't think that won't happen. I should think anyone comes in is going to see the value of this club. It's in London. It's a shining jewel. I mean, the attraction for your other company sponsors and all that would be enormous. I mean, there's no way. I mean, you think of it, estimated 34 million fans. That's a gold mine.
No, where's that even come from, mate? It's a load of nonsense. What are we talking about here? How have we got 34 million fans?
Well, no, I mean, they do the research. They do the market research.
They add up. They add up.
I mean, Real Madrid make twice as much as 1.2 billion they make a year. They've spent all that money to the hill anyway, but they make all that. Liverpool and Man United have got the biggest pedigrees in the Premier League. If we've got 34 million fans out there, they'll have double it.
We don't have 34 million fans, though, mate. That's a load of absolute nonsense. We haven't got nothing like 34 million fans. No, absolute waffle. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know who's written that somewhere. I reckon all they've done is just add up how many subscribers are there to the Spurs Talk Show, the Spurs official YouTube channel. How many are on the Spurs official TikTok, the Spurs official Twitter, and the Spurs official Facebook and Instagram, and then added them all up and then gone, we've got 36 million. But in reality, so many of those people are also non-fans and also are just like doubling over because...
But take it the other way, right? Our Asians support fellow Asians. That 34 million is a drop in the bucket. If you take South Korea, Indonesia and all that, I mean, like Japan and all that area of Thailand, all that area around where we've got lots of supporters clubs, it's a drop in the ocean. It's a drop in the ocean at number 34 million.
You know, it's not real though, mate. It's just not real.
I don't know that. I mean, I've seen it mentioned in probably 2 or 3 sources. I can't validate.
They add up the various subscribers of all the different social channels for Tottenham official and go, then therefore that's the number. But in reality, if you're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and wherever else, and you follow them all, then you're one fan that counts for 6. So there's no chance we have 36 million fans. No chance.
Well, you're on the finance than I am. I mean, I'm not going to get in a ring with you over finance, but how comes they say the potential value of this club in 10 years' time could be 10 or 15 billion or something? I mean, it's approaching 600 million now.
What, revenue? Yeah, but what's that got to do with fan size?
Well, fans produce revenue. They're loyal to sponsors that sponsor your club, don't they? They buy shirts and TV packages and things like that. So that brings in revenue. But where are these big figures they're talking about that a club could be worth 10 billion in 10 years' time? Or
who's saying that?
I've seen it on report in the media that this is why we're right for picking, because they know how to drive this club forward and increase revenue streams.
Oh, I think that when you look at the NFL franchises, so there's a few times recently, I think if you look at the lowest revenue generating franchise in American NFL is the Arizona Cardinals, that has $5.8 billion of market cap and only about $500 million worth of revenue. And I think as you go up through the ranks, if you were to place Tottenham's revenue this year that's projected against them, then they would be about the 15th or 16th or 17th highest revenue. But if you then compare that to the market cap, if Tottenham's market cap is about $4 billion, then we wouldn't even make it. We wouldn't even come on the first 32. And so if you were to then turn Tottenham into an NFL franchise and also a football club that was global, then you could combine those sort of those two revenue streams, and that's how you could get to a 10 or $11 billion valuation. But in reality, you know, the reality is that you unless you've got someone that's got the interest and the acumen to be able to handle a Tottenham Hotspur football club and a London Hotspurs NFL franchise, you're not going to easily find out how you get to $11 billion revenue. No chance. Valuation, no chance.
Yeah. We know that the club haven't been in a rush to get a name rights deal because it's put the name Tottenham Hotspur on the map, and people know where we are geographically now because of all the concerts and other events at the club. Do you think part of the reason is like they'd rather get an investor in first? Because if you've got a sensitive naming rights deal in, that might put off investors.
If you got a what? Sorry, a sensitive naming rights.
Yeah. So someone with, I mean, there's not many big companies that haven't got some form of political sensitivity, or states especially. So, do you think they're now waiting on that, or do you think one's cooking? I mean,
I think the reason why now is the right time to get a naming rights deal is because until now you've had the moniker of being the best stadium in the world, or one of the best stadiums in the world, and all of the kind of the early mover advantage that we had in building the arena for concerts and all the other things. But very soon, like the game stays still very, very very rarely, and so Newcastle are going to build their stadium very soon, and I'm sure they're going to inject all of the various things that have been learnt from Tottenham into their stadium, plus the things that Levy never thought about. And so in 2 or 3 years' time, there'll likely be 2 or 3 new stadiums around Europe that are bigger, better, and more interesting or whatever. And so that moniker of being the best stadium in the game in the Premier League that we currently have, that's not going to be around for forever. And so we've gobbled up all of that value of having Tottenham Hotspur as the name that goes on EA Sports and goes on all of the computer games, and when people come to for rugby, for Beyonce, all that shit. But once that sort of shimmer fades away a little bit, and other stadiums come in and grab some of the attention, then it's not going to be quite as powerful. So, like, there was an argument to keep the stadium name under Tottenham Hotspur for a while. I'm sure that they would have sold the rights before now to whoever who was willing to pay the money, but no one was willing to pay it. And now the environment in the economics of the situation has changed. That first of all, you've got a short shelf life on the value of being the best stadium in the game, but also maybe that the environment post-COVID is a little bit more forgiving for people to want to come in and do that sort of thing. So I think the environment has just changed, and so I wouldn't be surprised to see Tottenham tries to get someone come in now because they want the money more than they think that the value of keeping it Tottenham Hotspur provides. So I would imagine that it's just there's a bunch of variables as to why it's probably more. They're now more thinking, okay, now's the time. We'll accept 25 million quid.
There will be new stadiums, but I think we're 5 years away from a new Man United stadium. And then you've got the costs actually to build a stadium now are astronomical, really. So where are they going to get the money from? You'd only be looking at the biggest names in Europe, possibly, and most of them are skint. And like Man United, Newcastle, Chelsea.
Chelsea will eventually take over the
Wembley.
The Els Court Arena, right? And they'll rebuild that. Newcastle United will certainly rebuild St James's Park, and obviously Barcelona are building theirs at the moment. Like, it won't be long before Tottenham Hotspur being the best stadium in the world that it won't be long, 36 months, and that will be a thing of a thing of the past.
I don't think it'll be done that quick myself. I think he's talking about 5 years, but I mean, and the naming rights, I mean, I think it'd be a good time. If you want an investor, it's a good time to get the naming rights deal done, because that'll attract investor, because they'll know there's more revenue coming in the club. Plus, it'll pay the interest on the club debt. And otherwise, my theory is that you've been to enough games, Sean. I mean, that hanging bar over the Park Lane end, right? That's got to be part of the naming rights deal, isn't it? I mean, if you're charging some company about £1 million a game or something, if it's 25 million a year or 20 million a year, right, you get all your concerts thrown in as well. But that bar restaurant up there, it's not even open, is it?
What bar? What are you talking about? Sorry,
the bar hanging below the roof of the Paxton Road end. You've seen that bar, the big curved bar structure underneath it. It's been open since the stadium's been open, but all the windows are blanked out on it.
On the Paxton Road, what's that? Is that the north state, the north end?
Yeah, it's the north end. Paxton's the north end because we're in the south stand, us lot usually. If you look, hanging below, suspended, that's a 600-ton roof, that Spurs roof. Hanging below that roof section, there's that big sky bar, the sky bar area.
And it's not open. I'm not familiar. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it gets fitted out once we get a naming rights deal, and it gets fitted out to the clients. I think that's part of it. But
there's a whole area of the stadium that hasn't been opened yet.
Yeah, I always thought it was for like the conventions and stuff, or like the executive meet, like the stuff that they have on like a random Wednesday. They have like tons of meetings in the stadium, so I think it's used for like that kind of stuff. I don't think it's like a bar that you could just rock up to or like a VIP.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. So be up to you, Chad. How are you, mate? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Ready to actually watch some football.
Yeah, same, mate. I can't wait for tomorrow, mate.
And at a more reasonable time, Chad, because it's 5:30 in the UK. So
yes.
Are you East Coast? Is it
12:30?
Oh, you're East Coast then, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What are we saying? Is there any chance that, or what is the chance that Tottenham end up on the wrong side of it tomorrow, Chad?
I said 2-0 for Bournemouth, and I was wrong in my face there. So I don't know, man. I kind of feel like there's just a lot of like wild cards to this, right? So we have obviously we're all pumped to see Xavi and Colomwani and all that kind of stuff. But you also got to remember, like, West Ham is like on the ropes right now, right? They're about to like riot in the streets. So
yeah,
and I think you said before I come, like, we haven't won there in forever, right? So
yeah, it's been 5 years, I think. Mourinho time. Yeah. His first game at Tottenham was the last time we won at the London Stadium.
Yeah. So
the three teams in the Premier League we've got the most wins against, I think it's Everton first, Man City, and West Ham.
Well, there you go. I like your optimism.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone for a conservative 4-0 Spurs win. I'm going to have a bet on that as well. I'm going to have a bet.
Yeah. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we're winning the league, guys.
Yeah.
The quadruple is on, Chad. It's on.
Yeah.
We're definitely getting you on our show. I'll tell you, we definitely get you on ours. I'm telling you now.
Are we saying that there's what's the chances of Colomwani being a part of the game tomorrow, Chad?
Well, I just picked him up in my fantasy league, so hopefully high. But I think he's going to come off the bench. I don't want him. I wish that the two new guys just started and we just went out and just blast. But I think he'll come off the bench. I think we'll see back post start, and then Richard up front, and then we'll see how it goes. And then I think Colomwani will. I have nicknames for everybody, dude.
I totally agree.
Yeah, so I think that's what so back post will start, and then I think Colo will come on like 60th minute or something like that.
You see, where I slightly differ is I remember I'm going to go back to the 1991 Cup final, and Gaz was injured, or he was coming back from fitness before he'd done his ligaments in the final. He should have been sent off by Roger Milford. A mate was saying to me in the pub, he's going to me, what do you reckon about Gaz? Like, we bring him on at half time and all that. I said, no. I said, bring him on until he runs out of gas, because he might last an hour. And that's what I think you should do with Mayani. I think his quality, bring him on. You can always hook him. You got 5 subs, bring him on. He'll be as keen as mustard. And the same with Simmons starting. Although it would be it's a bit harsh on Sarr. I know there's no comparison in style or whatever. It's like comparing apples with oranges, but Sarr's been in such good form, and 2 goals for Senegal as well. But if we're guessing, I mean, Potter would be guessing, but he's going to Potts anyway eventually, so he's going. He's not staying there. I'd be surprised if he lasts the season.
Yeah, I definitely think unpredictability tomorrow is going to be like the fact that we don't know, who's excuse me, who's going to start, where they're going to play, how often they're going to play, what system we're going to play. I think all of those things. I've been saying it forever. Unpredictability for me is so important, and I think that we have that in spades at the moment because of the fact we've got a couple of players that we're not entirely. I mean, we can all play. They can all play anywhere. Like Simmons can play on the left or play in the 10. Moani can play in the 9, the left or the right. Kudus can play in the 10 or off the right. Obviously, Johnson can play either side. Richalison can even play off the left or in the 9. Like basically all of our front options, and even the ones that are coming back from injury at some point, like Decky's not far away. Apparently, he's 2 to 3 months away. The amount of options that you have then to be able to play players in different positions, it just means that it's very difficult for opposition managers and coaches to be able to allocate any more than a few percentage points of their time on the training ground preparing for a specific iteration of what Tottenham are going to present, right? So, like to me, I sit there and look. I think that Richarlison will start, but we also have this slight headache that Villarreal is on Tuesday. So Richarlison's got a fragile body. Is there a way that we start? What game is more important to you guys? West Ham. If you had to pick a team, if you go full best 11, whatever that best 11 is, tomorrow or do it on Tuesday. Which one do you pick?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow for you, Adrian. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to get the points on the board. We want to see growth and progress from the team, don't we? We will see it. I'm confident we're going to see it this season. But the sooner the better. I mean, we could take a hiccup tomorrow. No one's going to get in Frank's case. We'd all be disappointed and gutted and start sticking knives into the players who didn't play well if that was the case. But yeah, no, tomorrow it's important. It's important we carry on. We get more points. We got 6. Important we get the 9 points.
But there's an extra £2 million or 1.8 million quid if we beat Villarreal on Tuesday, right?
Yeah. See that I was going to take. Yeah, I was going to take the opposite thought because the season's a long season, right? Like you've seen teams turn it around at Christmas and obviously not win the league or anything, but we're not winning the league. So like you have way more swings at the plate for the season, and each game, win, loss, or draw from a finance perspective, it's whatever. But yeah, like we win at Villarreal, like that's money in the bank. That's I don't know how many games it is, but like the first
15 to win it.
Yeah, but I mean to get it out of the playoffs, right? Like that's our first objective in Champions League is just win as many games and acquire as many points as we can just to get into the guaranteed top spots.
Yeah,
and then reassess and see where we are. That's going to be like a little while from now, anyway. So
I think his last season was the first and only example we have of data to go on, and I think 12 points was enough to get you into the from 9th place to 24th.
Yeah,
and so that would get you in the playoffs. And depending on where you rank in that, obviously depends on who you get. But to get 1 to 8, you probably need 17 points.
Right. So like you even take I know I think you said this yesterday about Ange. Like the first 10 games we had Ange, everybody was like, we don't freaking know what these guys are going to be like. And then we were really quickly found out or whatever. But it's almost sort of like that. Like, let's just go out and punch people in the face as fast as we can, like smash and grab, and then see where we land. You know what I mean? Like, let's just come out and kind of like.
So our first games in Europe. So we've got Villarreal at home. Then we've got Bodo away.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the next game at home?
I'll give you that. Hang on.
I know we've got Monaco away 4th.
Is it the Denmark team?
Is it Copenhagen's last? I think Copenhagen's 8th.
Okay.
I think so. Let me get it up.
But it's like the season's new, right? So it's like everybody's relatively fresh.
Right. I've got them here, right? We've got Villarreal at home. Then we've got Bodo away on the 30th of September. And then we got Monaco away on the 22nd of October. So there's a big gap. That must be another
Copenhagen
international break. Then we got Copenhagen at home. Then we got PSG away, easy 3 points. Then we got Slavia Praha at home, and then we've got Dortmund at home, and then we got last game is Frankfurt away.
So of the first 3 games that we have, 2 of them are away. Okay.
Yeah, but
we can't get out of this. I mean, if we can't qualify from this group of teams, we couldn't have a kind of draw, could we? Let's be fair. And now everyone's getting nervous about the draw when they're all saying how good it is, and now they're all getting nervous about it.
Yeah.
Well, and like the most difficult fixtures are at the end of that, what you just rattled off, right? Like even Bodo away in September. That's not like
If you got Bodo away in December or January,
that's a whole nother element.
Whole nother thing. 100%, Chad. 100%.
So that's what I'm saying. Just smash everybody as fast as you can. So when we play PSG, we're like, nah. Obviously, if we want to win, but
realistically, we've got to finish 25th not to play 2 playoff games. That's the worst way of looking at it. 25th. The first 24 teams out, 36 qualify for the next round, basically. And another 2 games to the board. If we can, that'd be 17 games to win it. We ain't winning it. We could make the quarters, but it depends on the form we're in when we get there. We don't know if we're going to be in good form. Looking at us now, we don't know what sort of form we've got. We've had an okay start. 6 points out of 9 is an okay start. 4th in the league. It's not bad, is it? I mean, no one can complain about that. Although
Adrian, talk to me. In fact, just give me 2 seconds. A couple of super chats. I forgot to get them done. Let me speak to them for a second. Dean Law, big up to you, Deanie. Houdini, there he is, my man's always here at the start of every show. Choo to you, Dean. Love you, my man. The super sticker train has commenced. Big up to you, buddy. He's also come back in with a second one saying, beer's chilling, Chinese menu at the ready for this evening's 8 p.m. extravaganza. Big up, everyone. Yeah, we'll be back at 8 p.m. for the fan show. Looking forward to everyone who wants to come on. Make sure you are locked in for that one. I'll be putting the StreamYard link into the.
I will be listening.
I appreciate you very much indeed.
Chinese.
What's that, Chad?
I said Chinese.
Chinese. Do you guys have Chinese in Florida? Do you have a Chinese takeaway? Is that something you got? Is that part of the culture?
Yeah, there's literally one a block away from my house.
Do you have Indian as well? Indian food as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
American food is just other people's food.
That's true.
Other than like cheeseburgers and stuff like that. But
British food is plain and simple. British food is plain and simple and plenty of it. That's basically what it is. It's plain and simple. I mean, you don't get an Indian family go, let's go out for an English. How do you like your steak? Oh, make it as bland as it comes. You know what I mean?
Well done. Right.
No one goes out for an English takeaway apart from fish and chips. I think that's about it.
Just a total side note. So I'm in Orlando, right? So I'm in like the tourist mecca of the world, and half of Orlando is British people, and there are literally people that take pictures outside of our fast food restaurant, which is sad because America's sad. But yeah, like I drive by and there's like British families that are like, hey, we're out in front of Cane's or out in front of whatever.
Yeah. Just soaking up the Florida lifestyle.
Yeah, listen, you got Americans
over there, mate. You got lovely. What's the weather like over there today? Is it nice?
What's that?
What's the weather like in Florida today in Orlando? Is it nice?
Yeah, it's at like 85. I don't know what that is to you guys, but yeah, it's nice. It's always nice.
It's pissing with rain here, mate. There was loads
of hailstones earlier here. Hailstones.
Terrible. So Chad, your take is what then on that basis? Because we've got an injury to Solanke, you'd rather see us rest Richalison tomorrow? And
no. So this goes back to who I think should start against West Ham too. So that Dom's out, right? Richie's injury prone, but I think you play Richie, you play back post, and then you keep Colo on the bench. And if either one of them either sucks on the day or Richie gets hurt or whatever, you just run those guys out. And then if Colo comes in the 70th minute, 60th minute from one of them, that's fine. And then you just play like they can play 3 days back. You know what I mean? It's like. It's the beginning of the year. It's not, and we're also not running 60 yards, like playing a high. Like I think they could like in the beginning. You just have to do what you can do. So I think you would start Richie both games, and then maybe Colo starts the Champions League game on the left, or You know, but to your point earlier about the we're kind of like a mystery. We have so many different moving pieces that can fit in everywhere. I think you have to leverage that as much as you can, but start with the guys that you think, because think about it, like West Ham, Richie's good for that because you just need somebody that's just going to cause chaos.
Yeah.
Right. Because that's not going to be
especially against the back three. If they play back three tomorrow, then you absolutely need a strong centre man.
It's not like a dribbler finesse forward game, right? Yeah. That's like, I'm going to elbow you in a corner, on a corner kick, right? So we need Captain Chaos for that. And then we'll see how everybody comes out of it. And then maybe you play him again for Villarreal or maybe you play Colo up top because we know Dom's not going to be available for either of them. I don't think so.
That's right. Yeah. 100%.
I can see if Colo doesn't play, I can see Simmons on the left because at the moment Kuda seems to be the main outball, but if Simmons plays, he's very good in tight situations. So,
is there an argument to say that because Mathys Tel is left out of the Champions League game, that he'll get 90 minutes tomorrow?
9 subs.
I don't think he plays.
See who's left on the bench.
You don't think so? So you think Thomas Frank just doesn't rate Mathys Tel?
Yeah.
He picked
Odegaard. I think Odegaard is who you think Tel. I think Odegaard is that guy in Thomas Frank's mind. I'm not saying I agree with it or not agree with it, but I think that's
Mathys Tel was very good against West Ham last season away. He was the best player on the pitch for Tottenham.
Yeah.
When we drew, I think it was 1-1 or 0-0. It was the worst. It was the worst West Ham Tottenham derby I've seen in years. It was so it was like no one gave a shit. But Mathys Tel was really good in the game. I thought it was the best performance I think I'd seen from him.
Well, even think about how his we would be talking about him differently if he hit that one timer right in Bournemouth. Remember that? It was like a freaking screamer. That would have been all right. So to your point, I don't. He could very well start. I just think I don't know. Why did you pick Odegaard over Tel for the squad? Right? I don't know. I just think he rates Odegaard more. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at subs for these players that aren't used, and you're looking at Wednesday week at home to Doncaster, aren't you, to give them a game time if you're going to give them a game as well. So, yeah, I mean, I want Simmons to play. I'm a big fan. I want him to play.
Of course, he's going to play. He's 100. Simmons is 100% going to play. For me, he has to play in the 10 though.
Look at the training video, right?
He would take the pressure off of Richarlison's.
The training videos to me suggested that Simmons was going to be in the 10 and Mawani would be off the left. But if Mawani's not ready to start because he's not fully match fit, either you give him 60, you take him off, or you give him the last 30 and you bring him on. But Simmons is going to be in the 10 for me tomorrow, and that's absolutely fine. He might, Adrian. I know you said that, and Pape Sarr, by the way, doesn't deserve to be dropped, but I think Pape Sarr gets pushed back. I think you're going to see Polinia. You might not even see Polinia play tomorrow, by the way, because the expectation could be that West Ham are going to sit in deep, and then you could just play Sarr alongside Bentancur or alongside Berghvall, play Simmons in a 10, and then off the left-hand side, you either give it to either Odegaard or Mathys Tel, or you give it to Kolo Muani. Richarlison's going to be in the 9 for me either way. I'd be very surprised if Richarlison's not in the 9. There is, of course, the option to put him in on the left-hand side because Richarlison played most of his minutes as a left winger. But for me, I would love to see Kolo Muani, Simmons, Kudus. That 3 across the top. That's terrifying, and I'd love to see it. But I have no idea whether Muani's match fit to start.
There is a case for leaving Sarr out, and I've got to be fair to the other players who are on international duty as well, and I haven't got all the numbers. You might know more than I do. But Sarr scored the winner in their last game as well for Senegal. And he was their best. They classed him as the best African midfield player there is now. There was all the
Pape Sarr is insane.
There is a case of saying
versatile, Adrian, that you can play him in the 10 if you need to, or you can play him in the 8, or you can play him in the double pivot.
So there is a case of saying look, you've been away in international duty, we'll give you a rest. Quiet way of saying you dropped, right? But did Simmons play full game for Holland or not? Did he play full 90?
No, he didn't play full 90, no.
He played the first game, but it wasn't the full 90, and then I don't even think he came off the bench the second game.
Correct.
Right. So,
but you could rest Sarr for West Ham, going back to talking about who to you could rest Sarr for West Ham to your point, and then unleash him for Villarreal. You know, same.
Yeah,
with
I mean, he's
Sarr
enough games in his
Sarr
legs.
played 13 minutes.
Yeah, and it's not as though Sarr needs games in his legs because he can run forever whenever he's picked. You know what I mean? So, yeah, play Simmons. Then, Simmons. I'd like Milani on the left. Otherwise, you've got Johnson or you've got Odegaard. But see, with Simmons in the middle, where Richie tries as hard.
Simmons will drift naturally into the left. I watched this video that was put out today by the Overlap, whatever it's called. I think you shared it, Adrian. The Overlap something else, and it was there was big geezer who was like an ex-coach for 30 years or something for youth team players. And I'll be honest, mate. Like I watched that video and I was like, I haven't learned a thing here. He's just everything. Every question that was asked of him by the host, his answer was like, "Oh, I don't know." Like if we look at the stats, Simmons occupies that kind of half space somewhere between the 10 and the left wing. So therefore, on that basis, he could play in the 10 or on the left. And I'm like, why am I wasting my time watching this? We all know that the only place that he plays is on the 10 or in the left. So it's obvious that he's going to occupy that little kind of half space between the two. But what are we doing here? It was the biggest waste of time I've ever seen.
We know and we don't know what we don't know.
Like, he's not the fastest player like a lightning winger, like a Werner or nothing like that, or even a Johnson who doesn't use his pace.
Doesn't need to be though.
I'm about to say he's very good at tight situations. He's very good at giving players the slip, and he holds the ball up well. So if he's playing central, as you say, in the 10, when balls come long, which they were coming along against to Bournemouth, they will stick to him. He's got that. He brings the balls down like Ginola does. So does Kudos. Like, you know, he's that skillful. He's not always on point when he plays. He does drift. He's young. He's 22. What do you expect? But I'm playing him because he gives us more hold-up play as well.
Just quickly, like for me, given what we have on the left wing in Odegaard and Tel, I like this. I like this comment here from Angeball. Big up to you. Odegaard has to play in order to develop. Otherwise, why do we buy him? He's our natural left winger at the club and older than Tel. Well, I'll take that. What your point there is, Angeball, and big up to you. I'm going to extend it and say you do have two players. One of them cost you 40 million quid in Mathys Tel. Now, I'm not writing this Mathys Tel off. I'm absolutely not. For me, Mathys Tel has a hell of a lot going for him. He's just not played in the role of which Mathys Tel can do damage like he does for France under 21s, like he used to for Bayern Munich. He needs to be in those areas, pick up the ball in that almost like in between the 10 and the left wing spot, in those kind of, or on the right wing, but in those kind of like edge of the apex of the box, right? He needs to be in that position where he picks the ball up, dips one side or the other, and then takes a ping from long distance. That's where he can do damage, but he doesn't get to do that for Tottenham. Odegaard, different type of rationale, but for those reasons, when you have two players that at the moment are struggling to get minutes, both of whom we spent a lot of money on, both of whom are supposed to be project players, if you like, but we pumped a lot of money into. To me, if you are going to play Xavi Simons as left winger tomorrow and Pape Sarr as the 10, because we currently don't have, a fully fit Maddison or a fully fit Decky, then to Andrew's point, like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here with Tel and Odegaard? To me, tomorrow is the perfect chance to play Xavi in the 10, Kudos on the right, Richalison in the 9, or Mawani in the 9, if that's what they want, how they want to use him. And then on the left wing, you either play Mawani if he's ready, or if not, bench him and bring him on later. But one of those two, Mathys Tel or Odegaard, has to play tomorrow. They have to. Otherwise, why did we buy them? Why do we buy either of them if they're both not deemed to be anywhere near against West Ham? And by the way, when I said earlier that Mathys Tel put in a good shift against West Ham last season, and he did, the player that he had chemistry with, the other player on the pitch that was like actually, effective, it was Odegaard. The two of them had a good chemistry. They threaded the ball like through the eye of a needle. Like, very rare that you can remember good things from Mathys Tel or Odegaard over 2025, but you can find good things about them in the West Ham away game. So one of those two surely has to start tomorrow.
You can make
Otherwise, what are we doing here?
Well, let's throw a banter grenade in there. Then you could make an argument for Gray and Berghvall as well. Then, unless they're going to play against Doncaster, unless it's nice to see this squad shaping up, Sean, with the options. It's nice to see.
I don't think Archie Gray should play tomorrow, but I think Archie Gray should absolutely start against Doncaster, 100%.
Yeah.
Berghvall, I'm happy to see play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more than happy to see Berghvall. Do you guys think that Berghvall's ready to start 90 minutes in the Premier League?
Yeah.
I think he is.
Yeah. He's shown it.
He was our best midfielder last season. Best by far.
Because Gray don't come across as a sexy player. You look when he's come in his time. Both those have won Europa League medals. That's three of young kids, you know, have won it, like Scarlett and Micky Moore and Udogie. They've all won medals as well. But they've come into a Premier League team at 18 years of age, him and Berghvall, that's right. They haven't really let anyone down at all. He might have had 2 or 3 iffy games, Gray, but that's when everybody else was crap as well, because we finished 17th. But to be able to do that as an 18-year-old, that's phenomenal. And to not look out of place. And then then you could turn and say, well, okay, you can criticise him for the games he looked a bit iffy in. Fine. But has Bissouma been great all season? Even Maddison got good numbers, but was he great all season? Was even Sarr or Bentancur great all season? Well, they couldn't have been because we finished 17th. So
yeah, they weren't. None of them are good all season.
I get why people pick on Johnson because of work rate, although he's the highest goal scorer. But you're dipping Gray out now, and this will be the season when you're going to see more of him if he gets a crack in midfield, and he'll be fine. I'm confident.
Yeah, but I want to see. I don't want to see him tomorrow because I think we've got enough options that are ahead of him in the pecking order that need to be squeezed in. I don't think you can justify dropping Pape Sarr at all. But I think you can justify repositioning Pape Sarr. I think you can. Pape Sarr has filled in the 10 and done brilliantly. But I think you still need his legs, you still need his engine, but you've got Xavi Simons, right? You need to bring Xavi Simons in, and to me, Xavi Simons has to play in the 10. I don't want to see Xavi Simons playing on the left and Pape Sarr playing in the 10. Because what the fuck? Well, then what are we doing with Odebear? We might as well sell Odebear in January.
You're going to see. I think you'll whether they get subbed, you'll see a lot more of these players in the European games, and the reason you'll see them is mainly because you're allowed 12 subs in European games and only 9 in the Premier League, and that needs to change. That needs to change to 12 as well. So they're going to be on the bench. Then they'll be starting. Then according to how the games go, Frank will have a lot more options to, if he thinks he's got to fix a certain area, to pull someone off the bench because he'll have 12 subs to choose from. So I think you see him in Europe, and I think you see him. I think if they don't get a game, you see him against Doncaster. We've all alluded to. We know it's pretty logical thinking, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Chad, let me bring you in on this one. And by the way, guys, chat. Let me know right now. Right, what I want from you, chat, is 3 names, right? The double pivot and the 10, or if it's a 3 across the line, however you want to shape it up. How do you see the midfield 3? Because for me, I think that there's an argument right now that I don't think Archie Gray deserves a spot ahead of Bentancur. I don't think he deserves a spot ahead of Berghvall. I don't think he deserves a spot ahead of Sarr. And now you throw in Xavi Simons as well, unless you're throwing Xavi Simons on the left. And if so, does that mean that Archie Gray and Pape Sarr and etc. are ahead of left wingers that we spent 80 million quid on in Bentancur? In the likes of Odebear and Tel. Chad, let me ask you, mate. How do you want to? I think we can all agree the back 4 or 5, right? Is obvious, right? It's Vicario in goal. Obviously, it's Romero and Van der Ven, and then on the right, it's probably going to be Pedro Porro. So on the left, it's one of those other 2, but probably going to be Jed Spence because he needs to curtail the threat of Jared Bowen. Ahead of that 3 determines the 3 in front of that. Well, Chad, how do you pick it?
Yeah, I mean, just to the point about the defense, what I was going to bring up, I think Gibbetron mentioned it a little bit ago in the chat. I think whoever the left back is will determine who the left winger is, because if we're going to have Destiny, he's obviously way more offensive, right? But Jed's lockdown, city. So I think whoever plays on the left is going to dictate whoever plays up top on the left. But the midfield, I would go Bentancur, Sarr, Xavi, Simmons, and just let them.
Bentancur and Sarr in the double pivot, yeah.
Because I don't think we need Polina.
Yeah, I can get on board that. I don't think you need Polina for every game, and West Ham away is one of the games where I think you don't need him.
Yeah,
good point you made about whoever plays on, because we all see what happened to Porro against Semenyo.
Yeah,
and when Spence played against Salah at home, he marked him out the game, and Ange didn't play him in a return game when we got battered. Right, so if you've got a tricky winger.
Jed Spence has never marked never marked a guy out of the game. He's never pocketed a left winger ever.
Oh, I thought he did it to Sahar to a T, Sean.
Salah.
Salah.
Yeah, no. He pocketed Salah. He pocketed Saka. He pocketed forget the guy's name now, on the right wing for PSG. But he's doing that from the left wing perspective. But when he's played on the right wing, on the right back role, he's never pocketed a left winger.
Was that Barcola or something?
But he didn't. But it would have been Barcola. But he didn't play right back for Tottenham on that night, right? He played as a left back, and when he plays left back, because he shows people he's got that brilliant balance. That is such an unbelievable skill set to not show too much to force someone down the outside where it becomes easy to go past them. He shows them just enough to ask them to go to their weak side, but pushes them to the stronger side where he can then intercept with his stronger foot. But when he's played as a right back, he hasn't had the same output. Defensively, he is not as good as a right back against left wingers who are stronger with their right foot, who want to come in because his left foot is not dominant. And therefore, I don't remember a single time when he's played right back where he's pocketed a left winger. But I can remember 4 or 5 times where he's been left back and he's pocketed some of the best right wingers in the game. So on that basis, I think that you would probably argue that Bowen's a bigger threat than Somerville, and therefore you should probably put him as a left back and take on Joe Bowen tomorrow.
About to say that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'd about to say that. Or you let Udogie just brutalise him.
Yeah. Well, but I think Destiny Udogie right now has got a tough job getting back into the team. Unless it is if Pedro Porro gets slammed again by Somerville tomorrow, I don't remember the last time that Pedro Porro had a good defensive performance. I can't remember him ever pocketing somebody.
Did he play every game for Spain, Porro? Just on that?
I don't know. I didn't follow his international.
Do you know if Porro played all them games, his games for Spain? I should imagine he did. I think he's first choice now, isn't he? Does anyone know in the chat if Porro played the games for Spain? Because that would be an excuse for leaving him out for Spence.
He did. Apparently, he did play. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but my point being that, so I think the back line for me picks itself. I think you have to play Jed Spence at left back. I think you have to play Pedro Porro at right back.
You've got 6 in the back if you include Danso as well. Who's never let us down. So there's 6 to pick from.
Yeah, I think, but I don't think we're going to go to a back 5 tomorrow. So I think that Danso sits on the bench, right? So you might bring him on last 10 minutes or whatever. But the back 4 and Vicario pick itself, and then you move forward, and then you make the decision, Chad, as you were saying. Do you bring in Polina?
Yeah.
And you listen. You could make the argument. There's a strong argument that West Ham's strongest section of their team is in that kind of in that offensive side, because they do have Matheus Fernandes, who's very good, who can play in the 8. He's played off the left wing, but he can now play in the 8. You've got Pape Matar in the 10. You've got Somerville on the left. You've got Bowen on the right, and you've got Callum Wilson at the top. That's a fairly dangerous front line. It is fairly combative. And Fernandes is very good in the transition. So you could make an argument that Paqueta needs to be marked out of the game. Do you give that job to Polina and then Catale? But in so doing, you miss the ability to be able to pivot, and obviously you have to find someone else to take the ball from Polina to get the ball in transition. However, I think you could make the argument as well that Pape Sarr shouldn't be dropped but can't play in the 10 because Simmons is going to debut. Depends how aggressive. How aggressive do you think that Thomas Frank should be tomorrow? Does he want to respect West Ham's forward line, or do you just say, "Nah, fuck it"?
I think he has. I think it's, if you look at it this way, I think the West Ham game, we have a puncher's chance of getting a result. Like we should get a result, really, no matter who we put out. But back to the Champions League strategery of how do we kind of finagle points out of this thing. It's like you go away, you want to, at the very minimum, be hard to score against, right? So at the worst case scenario, you leave Villarreal with a draw. That's points that are valuable early on, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, Palhinha plays Champions League. You play more of defensive setup in Champions League. Let our front guys just do what you can do. But West Ham, you're kind of like, I feel like I have a puncher's chance to get a result. So let's just play
a puncher's
our
chance,
game, like the way we would normally play.
A puncher's chance suggests that we're the underdogs.
Well, that's going back to what we originally were saying. Like, you would think that we aren't, but again, we've never won there forever. It's away from home. We have new guys coming in. We just spent the past 20 minutes talking about who do we think. Like, we don't know. So it's just and we're Tottenham, right? So it's
I hear you.
Yeah.
I think maybe you're right. I don't know. Adrian, what do you think? Maybe we are over.
We haven't talked about West Ham's defence, which I think is appalling.
Yeah, West Ham's defence is shocking. Yeah,
right. And so we're going to get chances. We're going to get at these. We're very hard to beat. They're not going to get many. If they were to beat us, they're going to have to take a chance and hang on, because we don't look like we're going to concede many goals at all. You know, we've shown it away in all them away games in Europe, the away game at Brentford and West Ham last year when we stunk the place out for the draw. But that's what we went there for, you know. And I just think what I've seen of their defence, who was highly rated when they brought the foreign players in before, but they've just not. There's no cohesion amongst their defenders. There's nothing there. Seems to be a lack of understanding as well. I mean, I think we could give them a pasting tomorrow. We really could give them a pasting.
Do you think Graham Potter gets sacked if
No.
if on the back end of a bad result?
No, they can't afford to sack him. I don't think they haven't got the money. They can't change managers now, although traditionally, at least probably about 5 managers get the sack before Christmas. You know,
who's the next Premier League manager then, Adrian? Amorim?
Amorim was a good call, Sean. I think that's a good call. If they're going to do it and they're having a big clean out, then that would be the time to do it. But then they'd want Glasner, or they'd want Areola, wouldn't they? Would be the best pick in the Premier League. I don't know about abroad. They'd be the best two to pick in the Premier League.
Glasner or Areola,
yeah. But yeah, who else can we talk about? Would Glasner walk
maybe
out?
Marco Silva.
If would Glasner walk?
Glasner's leaving Palace 100%. He's just. I'm not sure if he's leaving now or later. He's not going to be there next year. 100%.
Silva could go at Fulham, but then that's more getting players in, hoping they come good and they have for him, and he's done well there with Fulham, to be fair.
Yeah.
And at Watford and Everton, was he at Watford and Everton as well?
Yeah.
And so he could go. Brentford, the new Brentford manager could be made a scapegoat if they crash. He could go.
I worry about Brentford. I think that they've just lost so much of their momentum, and also, you know, their owners taking new stakes in Scottish teams and things. I wonder if he's quite as committed.
Would Burnley's management panic if Scotty Parker can't get some results for them pretty quick? Would he go?
No, I think Burnley have resigned to the fact that they're probably going to... If Burnley stay up, it's a surprise. If they go down, it's the expectation.
Yeah, then you get the bald scapegoat and you sack the manager usually. So
yeah.
There's a few. It always happens and people seem surprised. I mean, like Nuno going for Forest. I think anyone who's a betting man...
He will be reinstated. He'll be a Premier League manager again before the end of the season.
I think he'll go to West Ham. I was going to say that if Potter gets the sack, I think Nuno should go to West Ham. I think he would.
Yeah, I'm not sure if West Ham fans would like it though. Ham fans are kind of purists, right? They not only do they want more than what they're probably likely to get, but they also want a manager to give it to them in a way that's aesthetic. And I don't know if Ange hadn't gone to Forest, he might have been a good spot for West Ham, but. Yeah, I'm not sure if
Silva would be a good fit for West Ham, from Fulham to West Ham.
Silva,
he'd be a better fit.
Maybe.
But we'll see. I mean, I don't really care about other teams, Sean, but I'm pretty sure that another 4 will probably be gone before Christmas. Because that's when the panic bells hit before the transfer window opens in January. I mean,
So what are we saying then, guys? So we'll round off in the next couple of minutes. I appreciate you both coming on. What are we saying for the score prediction? And so pick your team. Pick your team right now, your formation from 1 to 11, and give me a score prediction, and then we'll round off. I'll start with you, Adrian. Go on, mate.
Vicario, I'm going to go Spence, VDV, Romero, Porro, Paulinho, Bentancur. Then the front four, Simmons in the 10, Kudus on the right, Muani on the left, and Richie up front.
Right, sorry. Kudus, Simmons, Muani, Richalison. Who's behind them?
I said Simmons, didn't I?
Yeah, Simmons in the 10.
Kudus on the right,
Muani on the left,
and Richalison up front.
Yeah, but who's behind? Who's in the double pivot?
Oh, it's Paulinho and Bentancur.
Oh, you're going full strength.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going for 6 points, Sean. I'm going for 6 points.
I like that. I like that, mate. So it could be a 6-pointer. You don't know. Appreciate you, Adrian. And what's the score prediction?
And we're going to be running around the cycle track with a cup, right? Because it's a cup.
We'll be running around the cycle track with our European Cup.
Norman was joking earlier. He said if Kudus scores to piss them off, he should do a lap of honour around the cycle track.
If he scores tomorrow, the celebrations are going to be absolutely wild. God. What's your score prediction, Adrian?
I'm going 4-0. I think they're atrocious.
4-0. Fucking hell. Fair play. Fair play.
It's Spurs, that is, Sean.
Yeah, no, I love that, mate. Love that. Chad, pick to me. You're 1 to 11, my man. Vicario. Who else?
Yeah. Back five. Jed on the left, Porro on the right. Like I said earlier, I think we're going to go Bentancur, Sarr, Xavi. What I want to have be the front three would be Muani on the left, Richard and up top, and Kudus on the right. But I think back post is. I think Brennan's going to get the. I don't know. I think Brennan's going to get the start.
Okay.
On the left, but yeah, and then I think we'll pull out like a 2-0.
2-0 Tottenham. Okay, I'm going 3-1 Tottenham. I think it's going to be Mathys Tel on the left, Simmons in the 10, Kudus on the right, Richie up top, Muani off the bench. He's going to get 15-20 minutes, and he's going to do something that's going to make us all step up and stand up and interesting. And behind them, though, I'm going to say the double pivot I'm going to give is Berghvall and Bentancur. I think Pape Matar Sarr is going to be rested. I don't agree with it, but that's what I think I'm going to go with. And then the back five, as we know.
I think the key tomorrow, Sean. I think because I've gone on about that back four, it's going to be the press. I think we're going to press them into loads of errors. I just don't think they've got the ball players at the back.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you, mate. I agree with you, but I do think they're dangerous at the top end of the pitch. I think Somerville. If I'm Graham Potter, I'm saying let everyone think we're going to go down the Bowen side, but actually let's go down the Somerville side. Let's go after Pedro Porro, and if we can get past him, then whip the ball in, and then you've got some back post issues for Tottenham fans to worry about. And I think Jared Bowen might score. I think I said 3-1. I'm going to stick to it. We're going to leave it there, guys.
Goal scorers. Chad, give me a goal scorers. You said 2-0 before we go. Goal scorers.
Richarlison, and then a Kudus, rub it in your face.
I love the fact, Chad, that when it comes to just like nomenclature, you call him Richard throughout the show, and then when it comes to scoring a goal, you give him the respect of giving it by his first name, his real name. Right. Come on. Love that. Yeah.
I really enjoyed this show. Really enjoyed it.
It's a lot of fun. Who are your goal scorers, Adrian?
I'm going to go for Richie. Kudus to rub it in. Right, nearly cause a riot in the East End of London.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to get Simmons is getting one, and Paulinho.
Oh, 4 different goal scorers. Wowzers. Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to say
Mathys Tel's going to score.
One.
Mathys Tel's getting one. My boy, he's gonna come out, because I genuinely think that you need to play after you drop him from the Europa League or the Champions League team. I think you need to reward him by giving him the berth today, and he's going to have a point to prove. And I'd love it if he just absolutely slammed one top bins, and that is the arc that creates Mathys Tel as a Tottenham legend. So I'm going to say Mathys Tel gets one.
Journey.
Yeah, exactly, the hero's journey. Mathys Tel gets one. I'm going to say Xavi Simmons another, and I'm going to say Richie also puts his head on the ball, gets in the back.
Get your money on. I'll have a bet first goal scorer, Richie. I'm going to have a bet on Richie to get the first goal. Right, so.
I can see Romero on a corner, right? Like he's been camping out on the far post. Like I think that's like by design.
For sure.
We've been training them. Yeah.
Our set pieces are going to come into play at some point, but whether that's tomorrow or not, maybe. Chad, thank you so much for coming on, my man. Adrian, thank you so much for coming on. Guys, go over to Spurs Diehards at 10 o'clock. I'll be redirecting you all over, but at 8 o'clock, in 2 hours and 20 minutes, we'll be doing a 2-hour fan phone-in show. So if you are a member of the show and you want to come on and have your say, then you can come on and have some accent games with myself and Ian Drew, who's on later on with me as well. Appreciate you all, guys. We'll see you at 8 o'clock. Chad, Adrian, thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. Thank you for the super chats. Thanks for stopping by. And we'll see you later on, as always.
Get your beers in for 8 o'clock, lights.
There you guys. Take care. Bye.